I'll do the computer. What the
I
heck?
can't ever do it on my computer because I'm out of space.
Oh, bummer. Okay. Well, I have this friend who knows how to increase your space. So that's always been lovely. She helped me quite a bit. Sweet Crystal Sprant.
Yes, so if you were on AFT last month and you're on my team, I have your little booklets. Lynn Garrett just said she needs hers. Yes, I will get you yours. I have a few names written down. I'm going to be honest, I'm being cheap and I'm not trying to mail them. I wanted to get you this face to face. So I will put it in my church bag for you, Lynn, and a few others as well.
And
If you
those are
need
great.
it.
So if anyone would like a copy of one of those, I am happy to hand those out as well. It is amazing. That little reset book has some great information in it, and it's quick, and it really helps you go to the next level for yourself.
Yes, so we are so excited. We are bringing this AFT Aroma Freedom Technique for our second month. This is something we've decided that we just need to start doing monthly as a group.
Yep.
And hopefully that it's going to be a technique that we can start incorporating into our daily lives. You know how you get up and you pray every day and you eat and you do certain things every day? So Benjamin Purkis, he does the AFT every single day.
Imagine that. You need something every day. You need some of God's word every day.
So this is, you know, in the beginning, it's kind of like a child who's trying to ride a bicycle without training wheels. It's tedious. It's difficult. You might feel a little bummed, right? But then after a while, you're riding and you don't even think about it.
Right.
That's kind of where we want to go with AFT, right? Like we just want to get in the habit so that we just do it without really thinking.
Yes.
Taking those thoughts captive, as memories come up, just putting them where they need to go.
Well, and think about it, you know, for our physical health, we work on certain things every day. We exercise or we eat healthy or take our supplements. We don't think about our emotional health that way or our spiritual health that way. And so we really need to take all of that into consideration when we're talking about whole body health.
Sure.
That makes sense.
And as we use our oils, like if you just, you know, just put oils on, maybe stress away because it feels good. Well, there might be emotional things that are coming up and clearing out naturally without you even realizing it. So it's really amazing to sort of be expecting that. Be, you know, like, oh, where did that memory come from 30 years ago?
Yeah.
And where does it go from here?
Or I'm less triggered by a certain thing. You know what I mean? Like there are certain things that I'm more aware of. Oh, I was triggered by that. Let me push into that and see where that came from.
Yes. So it's really cool. Our sense of smell is a huge life factor of joy. And you know, there's a lot of people when they get like the coronavirus, a lot of people lose that sense of smell and taste. And so scientists have proven that your sense of smell is actually one of the factors of joy. And people who don't have that sense of smell, it actually shifts their mindset. Like they find more depression and they find less joy in life.
Yes.
Because smells are directly linked to our emotions. So it's important that we're smelling the right things, y'all.
Yep, you are so right. Less toxins.
Okay, it is important that we smell the right things. Okay, so here's a cool fact for you. If anybody out here is sciencey, here's a cool fact. So a single drop of an essential oil may have up to 40 million trillion molecules. Up to 40 million trillion molecules. In comparison, our human body, it only has 100 trillion cells. So this one drop of essential oil could have the potential to put 40,000 molecules onto every cell of your body. Is that not
so cool? I mean, only God. Only God.
Yeah. And that just goes to show you how powerful plants are. I mean, you know, he put his creation in the Garden of Eden for a reason.
Yeah.
So if you are watching this, you're probably an oily person, right? You probably have experienced essential oils in some way. So let's just talk really quickly about a few strategies that we can use essential oils for emotional balancing. When I first got my kit, I was taking my essential oils more for physical support.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I didn't want to talk about or think about the emotional part.
I know you then, Sarah. Huh.
I'm like, oh, Siri answered that question.
Come on.
So what I
my lovely
realized,
assistant.
Delivery boy.
Thank you, lovely assistant.
hey, so what I found was that actually emotional balancing comes into play and it supports all of those other physical things. So if we can get in tune emotionally, then those physical things come and line right up, right? So let's talk about 6 different ways, real quick, that we can use our oils for that emotional balancing. Oh my word, I experienced this today. I came home from the chicken houses and my to-do list was longer than my time, right?
In there.
Yeah, and all 3 of my kids were like, I need you, I need you. And it's like, yeah, I needed some emotional balancing in a big way. So one of the things you can do is what Amy's doing in her background. We can diffuse those oils.
Oh yeah, right here.
Put them in the diffuser.
And you can put on the color that's your mood. Well, y'all can't really tell when I change colors, can you? Oh,
No.
God. Oh well.
The colors of your Young Living diffusers are purposeful. I don't really know what they mean, but I know each color means something.
There's a post in Freedom Tribe about it. I'll tag whoever would like to be tagged on that because
Yes.
they really are purposeful. There's certain colors.
Yes. So diffusing your essential oils is a huge way for emotional balancing. The second one is to have a massage with your essential oils. Yes.
Wouldn't
Put
that
a
be
few
nice?
drops. Put some massage oil, maybe V6 oil, and massage wherever, right?
Yes.
Even if it's just our feet. A third one, which is what my daughter's doing right now, is taking a bath with her essential oils.
Nice.
So you can do that. You can get any oil. If you choose a hot oil, just be careful though. Like the last thing you want to do is get in a bath with a bunch of cinnamon oil and all the wrong parts are burning.
Girl, not so much.
Try something like lavender or I don't know.
Honey.
Yeah, juniper, Another way is to do what we just saw you do, smell your oils right out of the bottle.
Just pick it up and smell it. It's amazing, isn't it?
You don't even have to use it.
They're still doing everything you need them to do right out of the bottle. It's like your personal diffuser.
So my frankincense is pretty empty. Like you're not going to see anything pop out, but I will not throw it away yet. It stays in my office because I like to just smell it.
Yep.
It's like, the residue is still in there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, another way is to get some emotional balance by putting your oils on your body. I know when you're first new to oils, y'all, that's weird. But, does it matter where you put them? No. In bathtub. Mom? Yep.
This is one of my all-time favorites. I think I've introduced it to everyone I know as much as possible. Oh, look, Sarah's got it right there too. So Believe is just an amazing oil, and I often put it on my shoulders because we as women, and I'm not saying I'm only speaking to women because we may have a couple gentlemen watching this at some point, but we as women tend to carry a lot of weight on our shoulders. That's our burdens. And Believe is an amazing oil to help us just believe that we can do it. All things through Christ is kind of how I look at it. So.
It's very grounding to me. Right before we went into the grocery store a little bit ago, I put it on both girls and myself. We went into the grocery store with Believe.
That's awesome.
It was just one of those.
And you are a walking diffuser to everyone in the whole place.
Well, yeah, I'm like, well, they're all wearing masks, so it's not like they're going to smell me.
Oh, no, they can smell those molecules through the mask. Trust me, girl.
They will, but not as strong. I just didn't even care. We were just kind of like.
Yep.
Okay, so here's the last method, y'all, and this is where we're starting tonight. The other method you can use your oils for emotional balancing is through aroma freedom technique. And this is a method that's combining your Young Living essential oils with like psychotherapy practices, like people who have been trying to do things for years and years and years. They're now combining essential oils and getting the same result better, faster, and more effectively.
Yes. Yes.
So we're kind of like wrapping it all up and putting a bow on it.
Right.
That's what this is. So it helps us to, I'm just going to read this part. When we use the aroma freedom technique, it helps us to enhance deep emotional release. That kind of sounds big, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
It gives us gentle reconfiguring of our thoughts and our feelings and our beliefs. So it's not anything that could be like crazy. It's things that you deep down want. Right?
Yes. And Tabitha, I was just going to suggest you can get it at, hang on, what is his website? I have to look. I'm sorry, dear. To get the book. www.drperkus, drperkus.com. drperkus.com.
And he has a Facebook also. It's called Aroma Freedom.
Yes.
So I think if you just search Aroma Freedom on Facebook, you might can find him that way too.
It's amazing.
Okay, so hopefully a lot of you guys are ready to get started with your own. But before we have our own AFT sessions, and Amy's going to guide us through that, I just want to tell you real quick, we have these certain oils, like we're supposed to use lavender, frankincense, and stress away as a memory release. But guys, I want you to not limit yourself to that. Okay, so I just want to tell you some of the things, depending on what you want to work on today, tomorrow, next month, whatever. Essential oils can be grouped into some categories, okay, based on the type of plant they come from. So, for example, citrus oils like lemon, tangerine, grapefruit, those can be very uplifting.
Right.
And tree oils, ones like the firs, the spruces, the pines, those can be strengthening. So if you're looking for something with strength, you might want to choose a tree oil. And then if you want floral oils like rose and jasmine,
geranium,
yes, even lavender, that's a highly floral. They give us a feeling of sweetness. And then you can look at your root oils. Those are ones like ginger, vetiver. Those can be very grounding. Okay. Frankincense can be very calming. So if you're looking for a calming in your goal, that might be one you want to use. So I just want you to sort of expand, don't get just hung up on, I have to use just these oils.
Right.
Okay. Let your goals sort of guide. Okay, I need something happy and uplifting. Let's grab the citrus today.
Right. And Dr. Perkins said he does this in the shower every single day, and he uses his Copaiba vanilla shampoo. He's like, hey, man, it's there. It's a scent. It can work on my brain, which I love. I love that. I'm like, that's awesome. So just know that there is no wrong way. However, Dr. Perkins does recommend that you use the, what does he call it? Emotional freedom blend, which is trio, which is stress away, lavender, and frankincense. And I mixed mine. I had a little bit of lavender, a little bit of frankincense left in a frankincense bottle. And so I had about, I don't know, it was probably half a bottle. So then or a third. And so then I added lavender and stress away to it, and I marked it with the marker on top. I'm all about the easy button, you guys. And I mixed the three of them. So that's what I did, just to make it really easy to utilize. And so all my oils are already right here in this one bottle. So I can just use it whenever I need it. Pretty easy. And all three of those oils are in the starter kit. It's telling me my internet is unstable. Are Are you seeing that my internet is unstable?
I thought it was
Okay.
me.
Well, I thought it was you too, and then I was like, oh, well, so help. So just know that if it goes down, just know I was thinking about you. That's all. I'm doing my best. There you go.
Okay, so as we move into the AFT, I just want to give a couple of tips real quick
Mm-hmm.
that Benjamin Purkis says. Number one, when we do this AFT, maybe you want to join us right now and go through this, which is what I would love for you all to do, is to walk through this in just a moment.
Right.
Create a safe place, like a sacred space. You want to feel like if you are, you know how like when you pray, you want to be away from like everybody talking. And if you want to cry, or if you want to, just do some emotional shifting, you don't want your little girl going, Mommy, is that a tear coming down your eyes? Like, make a safe place that you can actually let go if that's what you choose to do. If, let's see, once you're familiar with the process, you can lead yourself through these steps pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And so just keep an oil with you to shift your energy wherever you are. Maybe you're at work and maybe a coworker comes in and you have that feeling that comes over you sometimes, then you're now aware of that. You want to have something ready to take those emotions, to take those thoughts right then and there. You don't want to wait till you get home later that day.
Right. Because that can get us in trouble when we
Yeah.
shove those emotions down for too long.
And then the last thing, just remember, if you feel stuck, ask someone familiar with the process to lead you through it. If you feel like you're trying to work on this on your own and you're just not getting any results, reach out. I am not a certified aroma freedom technique person at all, but I would be happy just to help you think through and work through. Amy would be.
Absolutely.
And if you feel at any time that you can't handle your emotions, Dr. Perkis says, don't be afraid to talk to some professional.
Right.
Like, don't let it get out of control here.
Right.
So,
I actually ordered these hard copies, and it goes through the 12 steps of the aroma freedom technique. I also posted, Sarah, lovely Sarah, that I just adore, put the action steps and the worksheet in the AFT unit in her Joyful Abundance, but I also posted it to Freedom Tribe. So if y'all have that, that's another printout that we can utilize. So I'm just going to walk us through the steps. Pretty easy, pretty basic. We're going to see where we are and how we feel. Join in or don't, totally up to you, but you can see how easy this is. One other thing I want to say, and I know Sarah will back me up on this, I have gone through aroma freedom technique quite a few times, and at the time I think, well, I don't know, maybe it worked, maybe it didn't work. But then when I get back in a situation that I was working on, like my goal, I realize I'm not as reactive, or I don't have that fear come up as much. So I realize, oh, that really did work. Okay. And so it's really pretty amazing. Sarah, I think you've experienced the same.
So I have, and one of the things that I worked on last May when Steph Lowen came up, and we did a pretty intense emotional release evening. One of the things I worked on was my fear of dogs. And as I was sitting there in the church and we were just working on it, I felt a little frustrated, and I just was kind of like, forget it. I didn't feel like it had done anything. But the more I encounter my experience with dogs, and I'm going to tell you, I still have a healthy respect for dogs. I still know what I'm dealing with before I get out at your house. Like, okay. However, that feeling of unstableness, that sweaty, shaky, like heart pounding, it went away, y'all. Like, I have so much more confidence. I didn't feel it in that moment, but as, like you're saying, as you go back into experiencing those times, whatever it is, maybe it's a confrontation with the coworker. Mine was with the dogs,
Right. Your child, your husband, your who knows, whatever it is. But Yeah, Trauma Life is a really good oil to have if you have experienced trauma, and most of us have experienced some type of trauma in our life. Another oil that is really powerful is called Release, and that is an amazing oil to help as well. So we're going to start this process. Set your intention. And what is set your intention? You want to choose something you would love to see happen, but you're not sure how it could, right? So it's a statement that speaks to your ideal. So I will do blank by, you can insert a deadline, blank, or I am blank, right? And if you printed off the sheets, you've got it. If not, get a blank piece of paper and just write down what you're thinking about. There you go. She got a notebook. There you go. So
This
the
could be
first
something
thing,
simple as I'm going to travel to blank city by blank date.
right?
It could be your dreams.
Absolutely. So this can be about a goal, or it can be about something you want to work on emotionally. I'm going to be calm when my teenagers disobey me. That is, it's going to happen sometimes. My teenagers are probably going to disobey me. I know. I wish they wouldn't. Sarah's laughing at me. But I'm going to remain calm. So that's actually my intention tonight. I'm going to remain calm when my teenagers backtalk. How's that? That's a good one. Because everybody got a teenager that's gone backtalk or has had. And how likely is it that I will accomplish that? From 0 to 10, 0 being less likely and 10 being more likely. Just being real with you, probably not very likely. So I'm going to say that's about a 2 for me, maybe 3. Okay, sorry, I had to write down what I was doing. There we go. All right, so what are your negative voices saying when you state your intention out loud? So I'm going to state my intention out loud. Y'all can state yours too. You can all mute yourselves if you'd like, so that I can't actually hear your intention. That's totally fine with me. But say it out loud, because when we say it to ourselves, it's just not nearly as effective. We don't necessarily react in that gut. Okay? So I will remain calm when my teens disrespect me. The next, and I heard something. I know what I heard. My negative voice was, yeah, how you gonna do that? Yeah, sure you are, right? And how do those negative voices make you feel? It has to be a one-word emotion, not a judgment like he doesn't love me, more of a one-word emotion. So it could be sad or angry or overwhelmed, hopeless, frustrated, afraid, anxious, embarrassed. Think of a one-word feeling that you get when those voices start. And where do you feel it in your body? So we often don't think how much our emotions really play a part of our physical body as well. But we know that stress affects your heart, and sometimes it's your gut. Oh, you got a gut feeling, or you have anxiousness, so you have butterflies in your belly. So sometimes, or you feel burdened, so you get these aches in your back. We can feel them in our body. So when you are stating that one word, where do you feel it in your body? Sometimes it's, oh, right here, right? Or tension in my shoulders. So think about that as you're walking through it. For me, it's right here, right at my sternum level. And the word and the feeling for me was frustration. I was like, oh, I get it right there. I can feel it. It's not very pleasant either. Now this is kind of the bringing things up. All right. We want you to close your eyes at this point and ask yourself when you have felt this way before. And I want you to follow that until the earliest memory of that. Okay? So you're gonna drift back to an earlier time when you felt the same way. And it may be completely unrelated. You may not understand where that memory is coming from or why it's coming up, but your body can't lie. Or it could be a snapshot, like a movie, or multiple times, multiple images. So just drift back. I'm going to do the same. All right. Y'all let me know when you're ready to move forward. Sarah's nodding yes. Keep going, Amy. Keep going. So for me, I actually remember, this is going to sound totally wacky, but I hated green beans as a kid. Hated them. I love them now, but anyhow, at the time, my parents would make me sit at the table until I ate those 2 bites of green beans. And I remember feeling a frustration, like I wanted to tell my parents what I thought of not having to eat those green beans. So right here, right there. And that's my earliest memory of feeling that. So how funny. That memory has not come up in a very long time. So now we're going to use our memory release blend. Remember, that's that stress away frankincense and lavender. And we're going to breathe into that memory. So we're going to put that in our hands. I just did that. And I'm going to breathe into that memory. And that feeling and that emotion in your body. And like a wave moves into the shore and recedes, it's not permanent. Notice what happens to that memory. Notice the new thoughts, feelings, or images that emerge. How cool is that? What came up for me? My parents just wanted me to eat a healthy diet. Now, we're going to go back and we're going to state our original intention again, okay? So you can turn your mute on again if you want, or you can state it out loud, but stating it out loud really helps us feel it. I will remain calm when my teens disrespect me. And now I'm going to see where I feel that, how I feel about that on a 0 to 10 basis, right? So the first time it was a 2 to 3 for me. Now I'm going to see where I feel after having gone through a round of this. And I'm going to say I'm about a 6 or 7, which is a big jump. I'm pleased with that. It doesn't quite get me to where I want to be, but a 6 or 7 is pretty good. I'm like, I didn't think that would happen. All right.
So if you are an 8
to 10. Yep.
An 8 to 10, you can stop right here.
Yep.
You can go on about your day.
Yeah.
If you're not quite an 8, if you're not feeling confident, like right now, I don't feel confident yet. So we're going to do another round.
Right. For me, I need another round because I'm a 6 or 7, which is pretty good for me when I'm thinking. But you know, I mean, I'm already thinking, oh, but if he did that, I would, you know. So, so I need to do another round, and that's okay with me, you know. But you see how quick it could be in a quick situation, you know. You get triggered, and I'm just going to say, you get triggered by something at work. You go in the bathroom. When have I felt this way before? Oh, okay. Well, done, and move on. Your day can go back and do something else. You know, that's really nice, and you're not holding that in your body somewhere. All right, so we are going to do another round. So our original intention again, which I've already said, I will remain calm when my teens disrespect me, or disrespectful, I should say. And how likely I'm a 6 or 7. And what are the negative voices saying when I state my intention out loud? Okay, I will remain calm when my teens are disrespectful. And you want to know what popped in my head? Depends on how disrespectful they are. I mean, that's just truth right there. Depends on how disrespectful they are. So, but still, okay. So how do these negative voices make you feel? Burdened. So it's a one-word emotion. So think about that. Overwhelmed, frustrated, angry, sad, mad. But you can use a lot of really good, rich words for that as well. And where do I feel that in my body? I feel it in my shoulders now. I don't feel it here as much. I feel it in my shoulders. And that's okay. Things can switch up. All right, so now I'm going to close my eyes and ask myself, when was the last time I felt this way? And then go back in the memory, okay? All right, so this one is, when was the last time you felt this way? Not when, or when you felt this way before, okay? I'm going to be real and say the last time I felt this way was yesterday when my teens disrespected me. I mean, let's just be real. So, and now we're going to use, for the second round, we're going to use inner child. But if you don't have inner child, use that memory and release blend. Use the oils you have. So just like Sarah said, if you are trying to feel a little bit calm, use a calming oil. If you are wanting to feel grounded, use more of a resin or a root oil. You know, I mean, strength, the pines, the tree oils. Use what oil you have. Don't feel limited. Oh, I can't do it because I don't have the right specific oil. Remember, oils are not prescriptive. So we can use whatever oil we have at the time. That's the one that's going to be the most effective. So I'm going to use Inner Child because I actually have it. It's one of my all-time favorites. I know it's Sarah's favorite too.
I do like it better now.
Awesome. Remember, like a wave moves into the shore and recedes. Your emotions are not permanent, right? It can go in and out. Ride the wave. Notice what happens to that memory. What new thoughts, feelings, and our images that emerge. So for me, what I really love is I've been able to, even though I'm triggered at that moment, understand it more and give myself grace, which is wonderful. Because oftentimes it's the forgiving of our own selves that's hardest. All right, and now we're going to state our original intention again. I will remain calm when my teens disrespect me, are disrespectful. I'm about a 9. Awesome. So now we're going to choose a positive affirmation. It can be related to your original intention or something that affirms, that might be something that rose up during this process, right? So let's see. What is your new positive belief? It could be the same as your goal or a new awareness, right? Let me think of one. How about this for me? I am calm in the face of storms. Because y'all, teens can be a storm. I can tell you that.
So what's funny is I just wrote down my affirmation without even realizing it. Just in my feelings after that second round, I was writing down what I see.
Yes.
And I actually wrote my affirmation, which is so cool. That's where that comes from.
Yep. All right. So breathe in, and this one again, you've got your affirmation now. You're going to breathe in believe or transformation. But again, if you don't have those oils, you can use the memory release blend. You can use whatever oil you want. Whatever one. I'm going to use believe because I got it right here. And it's one of my all-time favorites. And you're going to state your new belief at that point. So you breathe it in and you say, I am calm in the face of life's storms. How awesome is that? I am calm in the face of life's storms. Ooh, I like it. And then you say, how do you feel? I feel pretty darn good about that. You can also do a posture. So one of the things that Dr. Perkis really recommends is having a power pose. And it really expresses the energy in that statement. A lot of people, put their arms out and do a yes, that kind of thing. Sometimes it's just a prayer pose. Sometimes it's like a Viking or a warrior or whatever your affirmation brings up in you, you stand in that pose and you speak it. Because when we do that, it solidifies it in our mind. It's not just so you look like a kook in front of your mirror when you're saying it. It's because it solidifies it in your mind. So I'm going to say, I remain calm in the face of life's storms. I am calm in the face of life's storms. How awesome is that? Yay! And I would probably do that like this, knowing that for me, the strength doesn't come from me, it comes from the Lord. And whew, I'll take that any day. And then the last step is make a plan and take actions daily. What else do you need to do to take steps towards your goals? Start doing those small things every day. And you've made a huge change right there. Sarah, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yes. And so people ask us, how often do I need to do this? So Dr. Perkis says, do it every day.
Every day.
For this goal that maybe you set tonight, it might take 1 or 2 times, probably going to take a few times actually,
Yeah.
just to make sure it's all cleared out. But as soon as you feel good about it and you feel like, okay, you're really ready to do this, set a new goal. Set a new one and just do it every day. Just like we pray every day, we get into God's word every day, we talk to our spouse or our children or your friends, like the things that you do every day to be healthy.
Brush your teeth.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
maybe that's when you do it.
yeah. Just set new goals each day.
Well, and the cool thing is too, like, I know I'm going to have, be set up for this pretty quickly because I have 3 teen boys, and, it's not their MO to always be disrespectful, but they're pushing, they're stretching their wings, should I say. And that's totally normal. And that's a good thing. And so I get to test this out probably in the next few days and see how I react. And that's where I'm going to do my pose. I'm going to smell my oils. I'm going to speak this out loud over myself. I am calm in the face of life storms. And I'm going to be able to test out how I react when those storms come. And that's pretty cool for me, anyhow.
So what do we do when we go to work tomorrow and my goal that I set tonight did not work? And I'm going into that work, and let's say that my coworker, said something and it set me off again.
Yeah.
What do I do then?
Get your oils out. Put some oils in, sniff them, work on that, let go, and speak your affirmations again. That is exactly what I would do. Don't expect yourself to be perfect. You're not. You weren't called to be perfect. None of us were, thank goodness. But expect progress. That's the process of life change, is being intentional and doing the work that you need to do, but also being expectant of a quality, great change.
Yeah, and we've lived with some of these emotions, probably most of these emotions, our entire lives. So sometimes we can have an instant change, but in all likelihood, it's going to take a little time, right? A little bit of intentional going in that new direction.
Effort. The only other thing I want to say is, so you're making new neurological pathways when you do this, right? You're not going to be triggered the same way you have been in the past. And that is going to take time, just like Sarah and I talked about. But just remember, it's a step in the right direction. And every step in the right direction is a step further away from the bad direction, right? And so it is eventually going to be amazing life change. And I am so excited for each of you all. I'm so excited for myself that I am going to remain calm in the face of life storms. Yay! How cool is that?
That's so cool. If anyone wants to share your new affirmation, go ahead and type it in the comments here in the chat room on Zoom or over there on Facebook. And also, reminder, Amy and I are willing to gift you all one of these reset booklets. It's a very quick and easy. It's not going to be identical to what we went through tonight, but it's pretty close. Something you can keep in your purse if you want to. Let us know if you want one of these booklets and we'll send one your way, okay?
Absolutely. And you guys, this is what using oils and being able to walk a healthier lifestyle is all about. Being empowered, have the life change, and to live out our dreams and goals. And there is nothing I want more for each and every one of you guys and for myself and my kids. So that is awesome. All right,
Okay,
Tabitha.
We'll get you one.
Absolutely.
Yep. And remember, guys, if you want to have this book, you don't have to become a certified therapist or anything like that. But if you want some more information, Dr. Benjamin Purkis really goes into a lot of great details. It does not take a PhD to read his book, I promise you. It's called the Aroma Freedom Technique, and you can get it at his website. Is it Dr. Purkis?
drpurkis.com.
Yeah. Or you can look him up on Facebook. Guys, this is something that I really want to help my teenagers do. I want to help them, when they're in the middle of taking a test at school, I want them to be able to clear those negative emotions, or if someone comes up against them negatively, I want them to take those captive as well. So this is not just for us.
It's for our families and our
Let's pay it
kids.
forward.
Yes. And think about it. I mean, Sarah, that just really spoke to my heart, because I think how much better we would all be if we learned how to self-regulate. You know what I mean? Like, be able to be regulated because we're not as triggered by the things from our past, or what, how awesome is that? And
Yeah,
what better gift could we give our kiddos?
absolutely.
Awesome. So,
And it's good time with them.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. We look forward to hearing from you. Share with us your experience if you would like to. If you
Yeah.
want more practice or want to work, let us know. We can get on Zoom with you privately, or we can do a phone call with you, or you can just do this on your own.
Yeah.
Just go through the worksheet.
Very adaptable, and we're
Yes.
here to help you.
Yes. All right, that's it. We will see you next month for our third session of AFT. I'm excited.
All right, you guys, y'all have a great night. God bless you all.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.